Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that button to subscribe. And today we're just gonna talk about being back on A-List and having the theaters back open. I've seen 4 movies since I reactivated my A-List, and I am getting more comfortable being in theaters, especially when it's the better theaters with the recliners. You feel a little bit more cozy and separated from other people, like the boxes and whatnot. But I've also gone to a regular theater with regular seats, and I didn't feel so bad because it's not as crowded yet. Today was probably the most crowded I've seen so far, where people were pulling up, and it was the first show today, and there was several shows going on. So there was a flight line in the concession stand. I didn't get any concessions today. Didn't even bother bringing my popcorn box. But with it being July, there is a special buy any popcorn and get free refills for this month, which is really dope. Today I got to see In the Heights. It was an awesome story. It is a musical, so if that bothers you, then you may want to pass, because they literally sing every other line, if not every line. There are few parts where it's just regular speech, but I like it. I appreciated the story that it told. Because, I'm a fan of musicals. One of my favorite movies growing up was West Side Story. And if you didn't know, there is also a West Side Story coming out soon. They're doing a remake, so I'm super excited for that. But yeah, the singing and dance, it was really dope. Shout out to the Hispanic community. The fact that they highlighted that these people were from all over in different places, and they had so many different problems and issues that they had to deal with. But they put the neighborhood first, and it's funny. I think it was very small that it was mentioned in the story without giving away spoiler alert, but you know, this is a spoiler alert. But during the story, they mentioned that this neighborhood is disappearing. They're having to sell off and move away because the rent increases. Businesses are leaving. But it's funny because they're worried about their neighborhood disappearing. But it was mentioned that one of the store owners bought their store from an Irishman, and the whole block used to be Irish before it was Hispanic. And I thought that was like, okay, so Washington Heights has a very large history. Like, before it was Hispanic, it was Irish. So the Irish neighborhood disappeared, and now the Hispanic neighborhood is disappearing. Isn't that ironic or crazy? It's nice to know that these neighborhoods have history. Some of these neighborhoods have more documented history than myself, and that's, you know, the helicopter being an African American in America. But we're not here to discuss that. Yeah, so In the Heights, it was dope. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I really appreciate the story. I think I'm Anthony Ramos fan. Is that his name? Let me double check. Not to double check, but I definitely love him. I did notice, I started watching BLINDSPOTTING on Starz. I did get Starz with the Prime Day special, so I have Starz for 2 months, and hopefully P-Valley come back out, so I actually have a reason to fully subscribe. And Kane and Raising Kane comes out next week, 2 more days. So I have something to watch. I'm excited for the next season it goes. But BLINDSPOTTING, I actually checked out the first 3 episodes of BLINDSPOTTING, maybe 2. But I did notice how same character, not different character, same persona somewhat of he's representing Brooklyn and he's in the Bay Area, but it's the same neighborhood community aspect, which I like. And random song and dance and choreography moments were really unexpected. I didn't know what I was expecting in watching it. Like, the trailers didn't really explain what was going on. The overview was Ashley is having to have a early midlife crisis as she tries to raise her son without her boyfriend, who has just been incarcerated. And so yeah, it's an interesting story. Ashley seemed racially ambiguous to me until they was like, I have a black grandson. I'm like, okay, black. And then it's Helen Hunt, and the daughter looks very, very Latina-ish, dark hair, stereotypically. Just, I don't know. But anyways, it's interesting so far. It doesn't get lost in the story. The song and dance is just a quick little break throughout the story, so I appreciate it. It's funny. But it's interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes. Also on Starz, I think it's on Starz, I got to check out the first 5 episodes of Run the World, so I want to see how that goes. I don't know if it's on a season break or holiday break. I think it went on holiday break because it's 4th of July, of course. But I need to know what happens next. I'm following these ladies, and to me, my husband is saying along the lines of female empowerment. They're allowed to be thotty or whatnot, kind of like Sex Life. That's a whole nother story that me and my husband are have to go and discuss. If you watch Sex Life on Netflix, please watch it with your significant other and see you guys argue as much as my husband and I did. My husband and I literally said the same thing, just differently, and still was like, no, da 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 da. I'm like, that's exactly what I just said. But I just said that. Did you really? But yeah, like we are agreeing to, but still elevated voices, and like this is making no sense. Like my husband said that Sex Life was completely toxic, and I have to agree. Like that show was very rough to watch, and her tatas deserve credit, like screen credit, acting credit. They were on screen more than any other character in that show. But Run the World, 4 friends in New York. It's so funny how these New York stories, Run the World, Sex Life, In the Heights, they all have different perspectives, different experiences living in New York. And I'm sure there's 100 different versions of stories in New York, and it can vary from block to block to block. And it's so crazy to live in a city and not have to leave your block. Like, let me just hear my block, and this is my life, this radius. Even though I'm shy, I guess, the city life, any big city life, like everything is contained within this section, and you have that is your world, your whole world, and never have to leave your life. I find it crazy that some people haven't left my hometown. But imagine not even leaving your block. Like in the Heights, there's somebody that's like, I've never been above 96th Street, and it's like it's a whole different world out there. It's crazy that to explore your entire city, and I'm yet to do so. That's why I definitely encourage hometown tourism. But yeah, next on my list is Black Widow. We will be checking that out. And I have to go back and watch the first escape room so I can watch the second escape room. AMC shareholders got a special invite to watch it tonight, but I had several Zoom meetings, so I was adulting tonight. So I didn't get a chance to go see the preview, but I would have loved to see the preview of it tonight. But I haven't seen the first one, so I have to go and check that out this weekend. That's my weekend assignment. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching. I didn't think I would talk this long about one movie, but we talked about a couple and a couple shows. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week. Hopefully me and my husband will get through Sex Life and be able to talk to you about it. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Love you all unconditionally.